I have spent so many hours writing genealogy research reports. I've written 8 four-generation research projects, including one for my family in Ohio and others for families in the Southwest region. And in every one of those projects, I found myself saying the same thing. The writing takes longer than the research. If you've ever felt that way, hit the like button on the way in or drop a comment and tell me I'm not alone. For my California project, I logged around 10 hours researching, building out a cited family tree, updating the research plan, analyzing records. But then I lost another big chunk of time just managing the source citations and getting everything written up in report format. Could there be an easier way? I've tested 2 different time-saving strategies. First, I created my own report template. If you're a channel member, you may remember the deep dive webinar into a Utah man's birth discussion and research. If you haven't watched that, the link will be in the description box. I demonstrated a report template which included tables, initial text, answer common report questions, and the ability to find and replace placeholder names and locations to customize the report. Then, with the initial placeholders replaced, I could tailor each report for the families at hand. The report template alone cut my writing time by 25%. Recently, I heard genealogists assert you can use AI to write your genealogy reports. And I thought, what if? What if it could speed up the report writing process even more than my templates? What if I could return to the best parts, research and storytelling, faster with a little help from an AI friend? If you're curious about how to cut time writing the report, just give me a silent head nod because I see you. For this video, we're going to take a cue from this report that I created before. Notice all of the different sections a report can have. Well, let's see if AI can do the job. And then while we go through each section, we'll ask the question, should we use it? The first section of many research reports is the background and timeline summary. Most genealogy research reports begin with a summary of the background of the individuals involved. You might also see a timeline for the person, and I like to include a timeline for the location we'll research as well. Now, AI can turn facts or a timeline into a narrative. You simply ask, write a short biographical sketch of Geraldine Rang based on this timeline, or use these details about Geraldine Rang to write a brief paragraph about her. AI can be used to create a timeline of historical events or location with a prompt like this. Generate a timeline of local, regional, and national historical events for a specific area. Now here's the question. Should you use AI for this section? Yes, with review. AI language models offer a great starting point for background sections, especially if you need help breaking down writer's block. But always review for any made-up inventions or assumptions, like saying someone was Methodist when you had not included that in your story. Regarding the timelines, pick out the relevant details for your research. You don't have to include everything that an AI model generates. But I'm curious, do you include local history timelines in your reports, or is that overkill? You just focused on a biographical timeline. The next section is research questions and objectives. All research reports need to address a research question or objective. Sometimes you need help formulating the question. For some AI models, not all, for some, you can give AI a GEDCOM file, or you can provide a biographical sketch or timeline and ask the model to identify gaps and brainstorm questions. I want to give you a word of caution. If you're going to upload a GEDCOM file for this step, narrow down your family tree to the only target individuals rather than uploading a 200,000 or 20,000 person tree. Keep it lean so that you don't overwhelm the AI models. Now on screen, you can see that I typed in create a research objective for the investigation, and then I gave the tool a scenario. ChatGPT generated questions for Samuel Brown, whom I featured in the same name research webinar. This is a rather thorough list, and it was generated in a matter of seconds. What a time saver. Writing a research objective can be challenging, especially when the relationships involved are complex or if you're not used to formulating formal questions. This part always makes me feel like I'm submitting a term paper. Does anyone else get stuck writing these sections clearly? You can request a well-written research objective and ask it align with the credentialing standards of your choice, such as ICAP, JAN, or BCG. I chose the question that was discussed in the Common Name Research webinar. What happened to Samuel after 1920? And I asked ChatGPT to write a research objective in the ICAP Gen style. Check out the results. Identify and document the residence of Samuel Brown, born about 1902 in Ohio, and it continues. The goal is to trace his movements through city census records, city directories, draft registrations, and other relevant sources to establish his places of residence after 1920. Not bad. Do you think it aligns with ICAP Gen standards? Now here's the question. Should you use it? Yes, with review. This is a wise use of AI. You've done the thinking. AI just helps you phrase it clearly. But here's a warning. Be cautious about submitting AI-generated research objectives to credentialing bodies, as revisions may be needed and many reviewers prohibit their use. While research objectives can be formulaic and it isn't easy to differentiate between human scrap lifting or AI-generated ones, review boards' policies vary. The decision to use AI for credentialing reports is left to the users, and the answer will likely be the same for all sections. So I'm not going to keep talking about credentialing. I've covered it here. But if you're writing for personal use, it's a different matter. I suggest use AI for this section, but always review the results. Following a research objective and background information, many genealogists acknowledge the challenges they will face in their research. They refer to this as the research limitations section. You could ask AI to address some known challenges related to your research objective, because AI can summarize known challenges from your notes. For instance, it will recognize common names. Sometimes it will recognize burned counties, lack of census records, and more. I asked ChatGPT to generate a list of known research challenges based on Joseph Lamborn, born in Utah Territory in 1879, who died in 1949 in Idaho. Take a look at this fantastic list of limitations, including some I hadn't considered before. Once you review the list, you can ask AI to write limitations section for a research report. Let me switch back to Samuel and show you how AI handled it. So again, the question is, should you use AI for the research limitations section? Perhaps, but revise the writing. Upon reviewing this example, I identified several challenges that I will want to consider. I wouldn't copy and paste this directly into my research report, but I will take some of it. So I recommend use AI to generate a list of limitations and then extract those into your research report, but write your own reasoning. After all the preliminary information, the bulk of your research report should present your findings. Your analysis section can take many forms and include many sections and assets. I don't have enough time to reveal all the possibilities, but here's the short version. Should you use AI for this section? Well, it depends. My friends at Research Like a Pro have demonstrated that AI can summarize individual document findings and incorporate them into document-first style research analysis. Be sure to check out their blog posts that I'll link in the description box. I've seen colleagues use AI tools to extract details from various genealogical records, including those with handwritten text, and generate tables from them. I've seen colleagues who use tools to generate maps with residents plotted, showing where people lived and migrated, and possibly discrediting individuals with the same name. I've seen colleagues generate other analytical tables or graphic organizers using AI. The possibilities in this wild west of new technology truly is endless. So if you've seen some cool uses of AI for report analysis, let me know in the comment section. And you can include a link so we can all go check their stuff out. So should you use AI for the analysis section? Absolutely, but with caution. I sound like a broken record. As with anything AI generated, if the tool does the work better and faster than you, use it. However, double check the accuracy of the results. And if AI writes something, use the text as a draft to organize your thoughts and demonstrate how to clarify concepts. But then you must revise the text to be in your voice. You also need to ensure AI didn't misread something or invent ideas that were not provided. So be an editor of AI to ensure you are using it as a tool rather than replacing yourself. In many research reports, you will make a judgment on your collected evidence as it's pertains to a research objective or question. So now we're going to circle everything back. You did the analysis. Now you're going to go back and make some conclusions that answer your original questions. Now, AI cannot research for you. Even though AI is serving up hints on genealogy platforms, you have to make the final decision. But no worries, that's the fun part anyway. However, determining whether to write a proof statement, proof argument, or proof summary can be challenging. Writing them can also be time-consuming. So let AI do the heavy lifting. Should you use it? Many say no to analyzing the data, but yes to formatting. And I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on this because I say it depends. ChatGPT showed off its skills without me thinking about it. That's the beauty of some of these models. After the proof summary, it asked me if I wanted a sourcing table. I wasn't sure what to expect, and the model showed off a little bit. Check this out. I'm loving this so much. Are you starting to understand how AI can help you rapidly write your research reports? There are still a few more sections that show up in most research reports, but let's do a lightning round. Summary of research findings. AI can generate a bulleted list with action verbs based on your analysis. It's quick and easy, but you must double check the bulleted items. Should you use it? Sure. This is one of the most time-saving ways to use AI report writing. What about further research recommendation? You can ask AI to suggest next steps based on your findings, but don't expect it to be brilliant. It can regurgitate ideas without much context. So should you use it? You will succeed best if you consider the next step and leverage AI to clarify your word search choice. So again, you need to do the thinking and use AI as a way to help you format things better. Source citations. Let's be real. If AI could write your citations and maybe crack open a genealogy brick wall at the same time, we'd be all in heaven, right? But in reality, if you gave AI your citation elements, it can format them using common template standards. This could be a time saver, but if you're missing key details, your AI model will try to invent them. But should you use AI to craft genealogy source citation? I'm going to vote no on this one for a reason you probably didn't think of. You want your citations to match your family tree and your research report. So leverage citation generators or templates from your genealogy software and copy those into your reports and those into the research log if you are creating a research log, and then copy those into your cited family tree. But if it's already created by your genealogy software template, you only have one place to then copy to the other assets. So it's not about whether AI can generate citations or not. Instead, it's about consistency across every tool that you're using to generate your reports. And if you're using free plans on the various AI models, why use up your plan limits when there are other tools that can accomplish the goal for you, and you can save your free plan credits for more valuable assistance? If you want the TLDR, the too long didn't read version of whether you should use AI to write research reports, this is a quick breakdown. Use AI for writing research backgrounds and timelines, brainstorming or refining research questions, drafting research limitations, generating tables, visuals, document summaries, and more for your analytical section, formatting proof arguments or summaries. Use it with caution on these next tools, but it should be safe to say use it with caution for all parts of the review. Use it with caution for anything beyond factual statements. Trust, but verify the text. For any reports you plan on submitting for credentialing, seriously, check the rules and don't blame me for telling you to use AI if they reject your report, but you said, "But Devin said it was okay." I told you to check the credentialing standards. Skip AI for generating the citations. Use your genealogy software or citation tool for consistency. Letting AI analyze or draw conclusions without your review. Writing or creating anything you don't plan to double check or revise. If you've made it this far in the video, you deserve a treat. While I crave brownies for my treat, I can't really send them to you, so I hope this is as good for you as brownies are for me. I've been using a customizable research report template for years, long before I started testing AI. It includes helpful headings, some find and replace fields, and a structure that mirrors many four-generation research reports. AI doesn't always love the bracketed text in these templates, but with some editing, you can still use it as training material, or skip AI entirely and use the template to get writing faster. If you want a free copy of that template, I've got it available through a link in the description box. No paywall, no channel membership, just something useful if you're writing reports and want a little head start. AI can absolutely speed up your writing, but it can't do your thinking for you. And that's kind of the point. As genealogists, we're not just gathering names and dates. We're analyzing, interpreting, and capturing and preserving meaningful stories. Suppose AI helps you spend more time researching and less time formatting paragraphs or rewriting the same summary 5 times. That's a win. Just make sure you remain the author of your work, not just the editor of what a machine spits out. I'd love to know if you've used AI in your genealogical writing. Did it help? Did it frustrate you? Leave your comments and let's swap notes. I know I'm still figuring it all out too, so welcome to the journey. If you want other tips and tricks about AI and genealogy, be sure to check out this playlist right here.